As soon as I see, you can see that step by this player right here, means, again, there's space in behind him. Backline's going to be there. This guy's stepping up, which means he's there. This is the space to exploit. What's going on, Team Twitty? I hope you're all super well. Got a game analysis for you. I know some of you guys enjoy this, some of you not so much, but for the ones that enjoy it, it's back again. Here I'm playing as an attacking midfielder and we're playing with 210s, so I kind of stick to one side, but things always change in the game. Next week I could be playing striker, next week we might play different formation. This is just how we set up, and then things obviously change throughout the game. So let's get right into it. Starting off with the first bit of play, you can see I'm in great position, checking my shoulder and looking there. Now, the reason I don't need to check my shoulder again here is because I've already checked it once there. I should have, you know what, I don't know what's here in this little area, and if there was a player here, that could have killed me. So I should have just had one more check over the right shoulder to know that I can go down there, but we'll see what happens. Sorry, I forget, forgive me. I'll try and let it play through the clip first. I take it and I lose the ball, and I win it back, do well, fall over, jump on top of the ball. Now if we go back, I want to analyze this in two parts. Let's look at this loss of the ball. We can't quite see it, so I want to go a little bit further. We can see, a little bit too far. We can see this guy here. I looked up and he wasn't quite on the sideline. So if I played it to him, he wouldn't have been able to really do much. And then after this, I said to him, get as wide as possible. And then I would have got here and looked to play him in behind this space here. But I didn't really want to, play him a not so great ball. So I looked to play, I also looked here and went, okay, well this guy really thinks I'm going this way. If I cut inside here, I have a ton of space I can attack. This guy might make a run forward. If I attack here, might drag this guy out and I can play the ball in behind. That's just an example. But poorly executed. If we take a look what happens here, it's just, it's one of those ones, unfortunate. And I wanted to use my right foot to fake that pass out the right. You can see when I lift up that foot, he thinks that I'm going there, and that forces him to take that big step. I just mess it up. If I executed that a little bit better, it would have been good. But this is important. I've lost the ball, immediately win it back. Now, I don't know how this is really a foul. What happened there? I guess so he took my leg out, and then it's important. I get over the top of the ball, and I force the ref to blow a free kick, and then he kicks me again. Like, there's nothing the ref has no choice there. Now with the win of that free kick, you can see I get a bit angry at myself for the first mistake of the game, but I'm getting myself into a nice little position here, and I pick up the ball again. We'll let this play out. Okay, so again, trying things. Very good positioning because I'm in between the lines. You can see this moment here, I check my shoulder and I notice that I'm going to him, so I'm just closing down space. So I take the step back. I maybe should even be here. So now I can look to play. So this is a little 1-2 play, a no looker. I get it here, and at this moment we'll stop it. I know this guy's quite quick, so I see this running behind. No one else suspects it. Now, I could have also played into the striker, who then could have played there. But this is early on, so I'm looking to penetrate the defense and looking to try things. In the final third, I always say to myself and to you guys, there's nothing wrong with this pass. Yes, it doesn't come off, but like, if this pass reaches him and it goes in behind, if he manages to get on this side, so you can see there's a little bit of a battle here to get there. If he got his right arm over him, he would have been in through on goal. But he lost that little battle, that slight battle, which then allowed this guy to come through and clear it. And then we lose the ball from there. Matty picks up the ball. I'm in the midfield here, and again, getting myself into good space, pick it up, and I see a third man run in behind. And it goes, what can I say on this? Like, I'm positioning myself in between the lines well, and I know I have to support here. And then it just comes down to awareness to know where runners are. So you can see, I know right now, as soon as I get this, I know where I'm playing it because I see this runner and it's just a great weighted ball, allows him to go forward with it. I go to support, we get a corner. Just being aware of where your runners are is so important. We can't see myself yet. Still can't see me. Where am I? I pick up the ball here and a nice little ball in behind. Doesn't lead to anything. So close and so close again. Now, you can see this time I pick up the ball in between the lines and I see this run. He's made it in behind and I play it with the perfect weight for him to run onto as well. So look, this is the sort of thing. Imagine that last one, it went in. Again, just penetrating the defense. It doesn't matter if it doesn't come off because the one that comes off, you only need one goal. You need one more goal than the opposition. So if this went in, we win. Well, we don't win, but we get a goal is what I'm saying. So those penetrating passes, important, especially as an attacking midfielder. Good positioning here, out wide, not necessarily out wide, and then looking for another penetrating pass. Now, look, this doesn't mean that every time you make a pass in behind, you go, it's all right if I lost it, that's fine. Now here, this one, okay, so this is a combination of two things. What could I have done better here? That's always what you should focus on first. I'm just going back and forth. I'm rocking it, trying to see, because I know, I'm aware, you can see from my body shape, I can see as the ball's coming, I know this guy's stepping up on me. I don't have much of an option, except maybe put it there. I could have taken it back, but there was no point. I knew this guy stepped off the line, and I wanted to exploit him by putting it in behind. So let's take a look. I could have put it a little bit harder, but it is pretty out in front of him. Now, if we take a look at the other guy's movement here, as it comes to me, he slows down and loses all momentum, which does make it difficult for him to get onto the ball. There is another runner there, and I think there's a little bit of miscommunication because they both touch it. Okay, so they both touch it. Yeah, all right, so it looks like the right winger, this guy right here, was making a great little run, and I didn't see him. I just saw the other guy making the run. Someone was going to get on the end of it. Unfortunate, it didn't quite happen. But it's about, when you're a number 10, it's about exploiting, and anywhere. Exploiting when you drag a player out of their defensive shape. Every time I played the ball in behind here, it's because someone has been caught, and it's about finding which one it is and where you need to play it. So we can see here again, another great little penetrating ball, and if we go back, he was actually offside, so that's unfortunate. But I know what I want to do here because I know the runs. I never looked at him. But at this moment right there, I've dragged, because the ball has come to me, I've had good position, a great little ball by our player there. I've dragged this guy out of the line. That means they're back four, there's a flat line there and a flat line there, and this guy has stepped up, which means that is where the space is. And I'm trying to exploit that. Again, unfortunate, runners in behind were offside, but I didn't even need to look because I knew that, I saw the runners going, but I also knew that the centre back was pressing up a little bit, and it's important to recognise that. Picked the ball up in the midfield here, and I was going to play it back first time, but I thought, why? There was literally no need to. I know this guy was having a good game, and if we take it back, you know, I go here and I go, well, why would I pass it back to here? He's just going to get pressed by two, then we're going to have to go back and maybe put ourselves under pressure. When I can just turn, do I check my shoulder? Let's take a look. Okay, we can't see there. Okay, I knew, I probably checked my shoulder here off camera and then knew that I could turn. So I turn and then play it on this side of the player. See how it's on this side, allowing to, if worse comes to worse, take his touch back here, and now he can be the one who looks to go backwards. I was maybe hoping he'd just put a little one in there for me to run onto, but he tries to turn with it. Doesn't work out, but we still get the throw in. Have a look at this though. It comes off him and we get the throw. Hey, we'll take it. Next clip, okay, this is the goal. Let's talk about the movement and the finish. This is the core of the video. Good in between the lines. I'll let it play. Good movement, and again, this whole video, great finish as well. again, have a look at this. So I'm in between the lines and I see at this point right here, as soon as I see, you can see that step by this player right here, means, again, there's space in behind him. Backline's going to be there. This guy's stepping up, which means he's there. This is the space to exploit. I'm not making my run here. I'm not making it like diagonally that way. I'm exploiting the space that the center back is leaving. And that's because this guy's carried the ball. So he's done very well to drag him out. And if we put this into slow motion, you can see I stopped my run there. So important. Stay onside if you're making a run in behind. This little jump is because right there, I wanted to stay onside, so I jump a little bit to keep myself onside and then accelerate. You know, I get out in front, great little ball. Why did I hit this first time and not take an extra touch or two? I looked up, where did I look up? Probably about here. I look up and see the keeper was a little bit on this side. I thought I was much closer. I thought I was about here. But I knew if I hit it first time, he wouldn't have expected it. Wow, this is actually very far out. This is, outside the box. And it was a great finish into the corner. And when we look at the game, I was thinking about this today, this was my only scoring opportunity, and you got to take those. You get one chance, you got to take it. This is much better from last week. I'm only going to touch on that little bit there. So if we look at this, I received the ball, and have a look. I see an option in behind to do a ball over the top, but I go, okay, you know what? Let's keep it. So I do a little bit of a fake shot, which puts this guy in hesitation, and then I play the ball, and it drags players off. And so by doing that fake long ball, you can see the defenders that were here when I did that fake shot have now dropped back all this way to protect that fake long ball. And this has given him a whole lot of space to work in. But much more composed, very good to see. That's a close opportunity when you really look at it. Okay, still first half. I see an opportunity to double up here and play it in between the lines. Again, getting my head up. Unfortunately, he lost it, but just little things. Here, I want to go forward, but I go, all right, I'll play it back. I see a little, wait, no, here, I should back off way more. So I was a little bit too slow in that. This pass, yes, it's a poor pass. It's not to my feet. But my movement, if we go back, my movement right here, it's not where it should be. My movement, I should see, okay, this guy needs a liner pass. If I move into here and open up so I can see that and that, now I can let the ball roll across me and I'm free to do whatever I want. So opening up the body there and needs to provide a better option. But because, you know, we both made mistakes, I got to slide in and help win the ball back. But win the 50-50. Good little bit of dribble there. I see a run in behind. I was looking at this one before. There's not a whole lot I want to say on it. Maybe just a bit of power. I could have dribbled with it. I could have played a little one into the middle. There's a lot of things, but I don't think I want to touch too much on it. Going forward here, I'll get this one back. I won't say anything there. Now I get nice and wide, open up my body and drive. I want to take these guys on, and I wanted to continue to take them on, but I see, like, how can I not play this, get it back, I get around there, now I'm dribbling here, and I can maybe play in there. I just couldn't not play it. It was too open, and I make sure I get around. He shoulder charges me. You know, it's unfortunate, but I had the right idea. We had the right idea as players there. Pick up the ball. This is an interesting one because I think we're 2 goals down. I'm trying to create something. So what I said in my video commentary is my line of pass here, let's just say it is from there to maybe like there. The player who's off the ball, I guess, look, I never want to shift blame, but it's very difficult to say because yes, there's an easy pass out here. He gets it, and then we're not going to create anything. We're trying to create something here, so I want to make this a bit more difficult pass. And it goes just behind him. So this player needs to be aware of the line of pass that I have and make sure that he's occupying the space so that I can still hit him with a pass. If I can't hit him with a pass, it makes it very difficult to go forward. So if we go in slow motion, you can see he takes that little step forward, I guess I do nutmeg him, which do I nutmeg him? Okay, yeah, so look, it's still my line of pass. I wouldn't have been able to pass anywhere else, and I would say he needs to be aware of that. Yes, there are other options. I'm 100% aware of that. I can see the other options, but again, we want to create things. You know, we needed to score. So we try those more difficult balls. It's always in the context of the game when you should be trying things. Ball goes over the top, we get a throw in. I want to take it quick because we are down. Pick it up, and then I think I get this one back eventually. I stay nice and wide, get the ball here. Now I want to take this guy on, go down the line. I was going to get a cross in, just a nice little bit of skill. And important here that I don't just cross this for no reason. Someone said the other day, Sheldon, we haven't seen your crosses in a while. There's no reason to just cross this into the box. You can see, I know this guy, he's quite short, he's shorter than me. So there's no point trying to cross to him when you have this guy on him. And I look up and I see a nice pass to the edge of the box, very well supported. And I make sure that I hit him with a nice and firm pass. And then we can try something here, we try to have a shot. It just gives us a much better opportunity of scoring. So that's the game analysis. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Big thing to take away for players out there is, I guess if you're a defender, try not to leave those gaps in behind. But if you're an attacker, make sure you exploit those gaps that somebody is leaving. That's all football is. Exploit the space on the field where the defenders aren't, and you'll do well. So again, hope I helped at least one of you. I'll catch you guys in the next video. Thanks for having sign up. Make sure you like and subscribe. And enjoy joining us in the rest of your